Dink and the Barmaid. The business that is now known as Don's Depot was called McNeil Depot because the building had actually served as the railroad depot at McNeil, north of Austin, and had been moved to the northwest corner of West 5th and West Lynn streets and turned into a bar and restaurant. Back in 1973, we happened to be working right outside its front door. We were installing a new wastewater line along West 5th Street. The line teed off at West Lynn, running north in one direction and south through an easement in the other. The south line went through an old railroad tunnel. Part of our contract was to install the wastewater line through the tunnel, then brick the tunnel closed. My business partner at the time was Dink McDuff. Dink was a small fellow, but a big-time practical joker, and about as funny as anybody I ever knew. He was also quite a womanizer. Women seemed to fall all over Dink. Even though he didn't drink at all, he could sit in a bar all evening drinking coffee and still manage to be right in the middle of everything. There was a cute young woman working at the McNeil Depot, and apparently she and Dink got to talking. Somewhere during that conversation, she made the claim that she could get any man she wanted. That was all Dink needed to hear. He knew that Madeline and I were newly married, and he also knew how seriously I took my marriage vows. So Dink proposed a little wager. The young woman started coming outside and walking along our ditch line. She would stop and talk to me, flirt a little, and make it fairly obvious that she would be interested in going out with me. I have to admit I was flattered. She really was a cutie, but I was a married man and I wasn't having any part of it. She kept trying and I kept turning her down. Eventually I learned the truth. The young woman hadn't simply taken a sudden interest in the fella installing a sewer line outside. She and Dink had made a bet that she could persuade me to go out with her. Dink knew his money was safe before the wager was ever made, and for once, being a happily married man helped my business partner make a little money. Now, after all these years, I really understand why Madeline never did care all that much for old Dink.